The question comes up quietly, usually after a pause. You send a message, it gets marked as seen, and then nothing happens, no reply, no follow-up, just that small confirmation that the words landed and stopped there. At that point, most people hesitate and start running options. Do you wait? Do you send another line? Do you assume the conversation is over? Or do you wonder if you missed something obvious? That uncertainty is new for many people because the system gives you information without telling you what to do with it. I ran into this recently when my grandson replied to 2 full sentences with a thumbs up. Not sarcasm, not irritation, just a single symbol. I stared at it longer than I should have, trying to decide if the exchange was finished or if I was supposed to continue. That moment is more common than people admit. WhatsApp has become the default communication tool for a huge number of people, especially outside formal email and phone calls. It replaced a lot of things quietly: short calls, quick check-ins, group updates, all folded together. The problem is that it also replaced the old signals we relied on to understand where we stood. There was a time when silence meant something specific. If you called and got a busy signal, you knew why the line went dead without guessing. If you left a voicemail, the delay made sense. You weren't guessing about intent. The system explained itself. WhatsApp doesn't explain itself. It just shows you information and expects you to interpret it correctly, even if you've never been told the rules. The blue check marks are the most obvious example. 1 check means the message was sent, 2 gray checks mean it arrived, 2 blue checks mean it was opened. That last part is where the trouble starts for a lot of people. Because opened is not the same thing as ready to respond, but the app doesn't bother making that distinction. People read messages while standing in line, sitting in traffic, or half listening during a meeting, while something else has their attention. The app records that moment as if it were a full stop. From the outside, it looks like a decision was made when it usually wasn't. Then there are reactions: a thumbs up, a heart, a laughing face, all working differently than words. These aren't emotional declarations, they're punctuation. A thumbs up usually means I got it or that works. It's closer to a nod than a comment. For a lot of people, it's considered polite because it avoids unnecessary back and forth entirely. Voice notes add another layer. They feel casual, but they function like a phone call with a delay. Someone has to stop what they're doing and listen. That's why short voice notes get answered quickly and long ones sit untouched. Muted groups are their own category. People stay in them without really participating. Being silent doesn't mean disapproval. It usually means self-preservation. The confusion comes from assuming old rules still apply. Once you separate confirmation from engagement, the behavior starts to make sense. Let's slow this down, because most of the stress around WhatsApp comes from treating it like a conversation when it's actually a dashboard. You're seeing signals, not sentences, and the app never bothers to explain which ones matter. Start with the blue checks. 1 check means the message left your phone, 2 gray checks mean it arrived, 2 blue checks mean it was opened. That's it. It does not mean agreement. It does not mean dismissal. It does not mean a response is coming. It means the screen was visible long enough for the system to register it. That's all the app can confirm, and it confirms it loudly. The trouble starts because opened feels like a moment that should carry weight. In older systems, it did. If someone picked up the phone, you were both present. If someone opened a letter, they made time for it. WhatsApp breaks that connection. Messages get opened while someone is standing in line, riding in a car, or half paying attention during a meeting. The app treats that glance like a conclusion. The person usually doesn't. So when you see seen and nothing else happens, that's not a snub. It's a mismatch between what the app can measure and what human attention actually looks like now. Then there are reactions: thumbs up, heart, laughing face. These aren't emotional statements, they're punctuation. A thumbs up usually means "I got it" or "that works." It often closes the loop. It's closer to a nod than a reply. A heart tends to invite warmth or continuation. A laughing face acknowledges tone more than content. None of them are meant to carry a paragraph's worth of meaning. This is why reactions have replaced "okay." They save time, reduce clutter, and signal acknowledgement without opening a new thread of obligation. For many people, that's polite, not dismissive. Voice notes are where things shift again. They feel casual because they're spoken, but functionally, they're a phone call with a delay. Someone has to stop what they're doing and listen from start to finish. That's why short voice notes get answered quickly. Under a minute is considerate, 3 minutes is a commitment, 5 minutes is a meeting request disguised as convenience. When long voice notes sit unanswered, it's rarely avoidance, it's scheduling. Later in the day. Groups operate under different rules entirely. Many people mute them by default. That doesn't mean disengagement, it means survival. Group chats generate volume, not urgency. A reaction or one tidy reply later is the accepted way of staying present without being consumed. Timing matters too. Personal messages usually expect a same-day response, not immediate. Same day, groups operate on a longer clock. A day or two is normal. Silence inside that window isn't a message. It's just pacing and shared expectations across busy lives. Once you see WhatsApp this way, the anxiety drops. You stop treating signals as a verdict and start reading them as signs. They tell you where something passed, not why it stopped. Seen stops feeling like judgment and starts as a receipt, not a response. By the time you reach this point, the mechanics are clear enough. Blue checks, reactions, voice notes, muted groups. None of it is mysterious anymore. What usually lingers is the feeling the app is discourteous, that rules changed without asking, even though the pace shifted and the app reflects it. WhatsApp isn't designed to be warm or cold. It's designed to move information quickly with minimal friction. That can feel abrupt if older signals still carry weight. A pause once meant absence. Now it usually means overlap, with people juggling tasks while messages slide into gaps. Once you internalize that, a lot of pressure evaporates. Silence stops meaning something, reactions stop feeling dismissive, blue checks stop sounding like summons. The app doesn't reward urgency, it rewards clarity instead. Short lines, clean signals, fewer assumptions, and calmer expectations across everyday exchanges. There's also relief in realizing you don't owe the app constant availability. You can read something and answer later. You can close a loop with a thumbs up and move on. You can ignore a group thread until it cools down. That isn't rude. It's attention management now. This is where experience helps. Anyone who lived through dial-up remembers friction before norms settled. Anyone who survived pagers knows how quickly beeps became obligations. Anyone trapped in reply, all storms learned tools don't enforce manners. WhatsApp is no different. It just compresses feedback faster. The useful move is treating etiquette as adjustable, not moral. There's no prize for replying fastest. There's no penalty for waiting an hour. Same day is generous. Next day is normal in groups. Faster than that is a choice, not a requirement you owe anyone. Reactions fit this logic. They aren't lazy, they're efficient. They say the message landed and no follow-up is needed. That's courtesy in a world where follow-up is constant. A heart keeps things warm. A thumbs up closes the door gently and cleanly. Voice notes follow the same rule. Short ones respect time, long ones ask for it. Keeping that in mind stops delays from feeling personal. The delay isn't about interest or avoidance. It's about finding a quiet minute that actually exists in a crowded day. Groups operate differently. Many people mute them by default. That isn't disengagement, it's survival. Group chats create volume, not urgency. A reaction or one tidy reply later is enough to stay present without being consumed by constant noise and overlapping conversations. Timing matters. Personal messages usually expect a same-day response, not immediate. Groups run on a longer clock. A day or two is normal. Silence inside that window isn't a message, it's pacing. Understanding that removes unnecessary anxiety and prevents overreading quiet space. What this adds up to is steadier communication. You read signals lightly. You respond when it makes sense. You let others do the same. The app becomes a tool again, not a referendum on your importance or standing with someone else. So the etiquette isn't complicated. It's updated. Read lightly. Respond clearly. Don't rush meaning into mechanics. We're not here to chase every signal or ignore them. We're here to walk beside them calmly with a working map. Still learning.